So in this particular lecture, we're going to look at how Python handles conditions. Please refer to the lecture notes to better understand this video lecture as we'll be looking at some examples. So most of the programs that we have been writing so far were all strictly sequential. That is to say, for each program that we wrote, the statements or the instructions that we wrote in our code editor were executed in sequence, means starting from the beginning of the program and continuing until the end without any interruption. So while sequential programming can be useful and required to solve small programming and basic programming problems, it is however not sufficient to solve complex and more advanced or interesting problems. And this is where decision-making constructs come in play, as they allow programs to contain statements that may or may not be executed when the program runs. So execution, like in sequential programs, will still start at the top of the program and progress toward the bottom, but based on a certain condition, some statements in the program can be skipped or not run. So there are three main constructs, three commonly used control flow statements: the if, for, and while. And additional to these statements, there are other additional constructs to handle errors that may occur during this conditional statement. So for this particular lecture, we are going to look at the if statement, which is used mainly to allow programs to check that a certain condition has been met or fulfilled. And if the condition provided is met, then the program will carry out a specified action that follows. And if it is not met, which is now the else part of that if construct, then that condition will not be fulfilled. So the if statement, in essence, tells the computer, do this action only if this condition is met. And so now we're going to look. So assuming in this example, we wanted to find out if a number entered by a user is 0 or not. So what we want to start doing is, again, not forgetting always to comment our code. And please refer again to the lecture notes, because all these examples are treated in the lecture notes. So we want to start by reading the number, read number from user. And we can create a variable with a num input. We want to have an integer input, please enter a number. And we have our number entered by the user. And once we have that, our number, we can start writing our if statement. So, and one very important aspect of using conditional is about indentation. So indentation means that when you're using these constructs, there is a scope which these variables belong to, and you'll see as we type them. So the variable is num, we're now using it, and we use the operator, the double sign, to equate it to a certain value. And we say if this variable or if this number entered by the user is the same as 0, and you can see on the we have a red sign indicating yes, something is missing. So when we write if constructs in Python, we have to use a colon to always end the construct. In some other programming language, you have other ways of doing that, but in Python, it's the construct. And when you hit the enter, you see the code has been indented. So you have a big space. So if it was here and I press the tab button, it will also indent it for me. So this is what we call the scope. So everything that will be written here will belong to this if statement. Okay, please refer to the note. I've explained that again there. So this is where we now write our code. So if the number entered by the user is the same as 0, we create another variable to hold, say, the result. So in the result, we can say we created a string and we say this number, the number you entered is 0, the number you entered was 0. And then if the number was not 0, because we already defined it here, we go straight to the else statement. And not forgetting again, we have to always end our conditional construct with a colon, and when we press enter, we get into the scope, and this is what will be in the else part. And we again use the same result, and we say the number entered is not 0, for example. And so once we have finished writing our conditional statement, we can then display our result. So we can display results, and we say print. Because we already have a variable, we say print result. Now if you right click and run this program, it says enter a number. So if I put in 4 here, it says the number you entered is not 0. If I run the program again and I put 0 here, it will tell me the number you entered was 0. So that is how you would basically write conditional statements. Now we are going to look at a more complex example. It's sort of a basic computing program. The exercise file that I provided in the course material contains a list of computer programs that you solve them using decision making and the if and else construct. So if you have any questions, post them in the forum as always, and I would be happy to answer you. And I will solve one of the questions, and the rest you can run them in your editor. All right, so we'll be solving exercise exercise number 2 in the exercise file. So when you download that file, this will be exercise number 2. The solutions to the other problems in the exercise file are also provided, and so you just need to type them in your editor and run them. And if in any point you have a question, please feel free to ask. I've just gone ahead so you don't have to see me typing the solution as I explain the concepts. And remember that a solution, there can be multiple solutions to the same problem. You can use different variables, you can use different ways to solve the solution, and that will be valid as long as it solves the problem. It's about programming style, efficiency, and we're going to look some of that as we go forward. So here in question 2, we are asked to create a program that would determine if the letter a user entered is a vowel or a consonant or not. So basically this is a straightforward program, and like we talk about conditions and condition handling, the if statement and the else or else, you will see here I've used the elif, which is another construct of the if statement, meaning you can have multiple if statements within your program depending on what you're trying to solve. So in this particular program, we ask the user, as before, as always, to enter a letter. So the user enters a letter, and in this part of the program we check if it is a vowel and we report the result. So we know the vowels in the alphabet are letter A, E, I, O, and U. And sometimes, depending, you could also have Y be considered as a vowel. So what we do, we just write an if statement, say if the letter entered by the user is an A, an E, an I, an O, or U, then that's definitely a vowel. But if it's a Y, it could sometimes be a vowel, as well as it could sometimes be a consonant. Else, anything else apart from this letter that the user enters will be a consonant. Now let's try to run this program, and here I have to change a number to letter using the last letter. And let's run it again. So enter, stop and run. So enter letter, and if I say A, and what it says is there is an error. And so result is not defined because we have result somewhere, and this is here. And so I did not delete this part of the program. So I will try to run that again. Run test, and let me enter a letter again. and it's a hooray, it is a vowel. And now please note that here we don't use any additional print statement out of this because we are printing directly into the if block. So if we had created a variable here to store this statement, we would have printed it outside of the if block. But because we are printing directly, we have our the print statement, the corresponding print statement is printed based on whatever letter the user will enter. So if I run another test and I say, and he enters a Y, it will say sometimes Y is a vowel and sometimes it's a consonant. So this is how you use if statement to solve programming questions depending on what you're solving. Now there are some additional questions in the exercise file that you would enter in your editor, and you will work with more examples running the if statement or conditional statements. If you have any questions, please type them in the class forum, and I'll be very much happy to help you with.